And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and just for a special treat, we return once more to perhaps one of our most haunted spots, which is Baconsfield Castle in rural Norfolk. What's so special about Baconsfield Castle was that it is officially a fortified manor house. The distinction is negligible. In the past, if a lord, or in this case an unscrupulous lawyer, wanted to build a castle, he would require special dispensation from the king. Of course, the king would never have permitted a castle to be built here because there's no military purpose for having a castle built here. But anyway, the Haydens went ahead. They built the castle, or fortified manor house, with a curtain wall, with a moat, and with many buildings inside, so it was well protected. And the reason for that was that John Hayden was an unscrupulous lawyer, and he certainly rankled the feathers of quite a few people in the district, people that he may have owed money to, or people of whom he deprived of their liberty or their finances through unscrupulous dealings. As a result, this castle was completed and built, but it would never, for that period of history, have withstood a proper military siege to the site. We're going back to around about 1470s. By that time, the cannon had come into the fore. The cannon, being a much more powerful instrument than a catapult, was easily able to demolish castle walls with the greatest of ease. And so perhaps in its development it was too late for a castle, but certainly it was strong enough to protect the Haydens from being attacked by local barons and other such folk. The Haydens flourished for a couple of centuries. They actually went into sheep rearing and actually cutting wool. The wool was being woven into garments and was being sold across Europe. So for a couple of hundred years they were quite wealthy. But that fame and fortune soon disappeared because the Haydens were absolutely dreadful at managing their money. And so what they had to do, they were forced during the English Civil War to pay some incredibly high debts to the Roundheads or the parliamentarians, principally because Haydens had declared for the Royalists. And as the Royalists were out of vogue, it was necessary for them to extract their pound of flesh, and so they were forced to demolish part of the castle to sell as building stone or to be used for repairs to churches and such like. And so their fame and fortune gradually slithered away, and eventually it finally disappeared, any connection to this estate, in 1920, when the outer gatehouse, which was previously just a simple gatehouse, had been converted into a beautiful pepper pot house, collapsed on one side. And as a result, the house was ruined, and this estate eventually passed into the hands of the Ministry of Works, who later became known as English Heritage, of which today it is open for people to come and inspect at any reasonable hour. Our intended purpose here tonight is to try and capture further EVP we had a conversation with the last time we were here, where Spirit was shouting about murder. We're hoping tonight that we'll be able to touch base with them again and try and find out what this murder was, because it's obviously very much on their minds in a spiritual sense. We also, last time we were here, just as we were packing our equipment, the whole atmosphere changed in this cell, the room that we're standing at the moment, and it became very, very heavy and very intimidating and very overwhelming, as you can see from this clip here. We're just finishing here. Oh, it's just like a wave of energy, and it came from here.
Ooh, yeah, it is. I mean, it's
Can you feel it?
Yeah, I can.
It just came in at that moment.
Strong, but I can certainly feel it. Oh, it's getting stronger now as I come towards where you were.
Is it? Hang on,
Yeah, that's very, very strong, I've got to say.
We're just about to leave.
Yeah.
And it's always the way, and I felt something very, very strong walk right through me, and Eddie can feel it too, so it's interesting, isn't it?
Through the actual head like that, you can actually feel it.
Just as we packed all our gear away, we're just about to walk out the door. Yeah, I've got all my camera gear here, as you can see, and as I was about to leave, I felt it over here, just here. and it was, I can feel it again. And it was like a wave of energy, it just washed over me. Very, very strong, very, very strong indeed. Anyway, we're going to leave you in peace. Thank you. Good night. But on past investigations here, apart from the EVP from the ghost box, we've also captured one or two exciting light anomalies, as you can see here. And tonight, I'm not sure whether we would be likely to capture that type of activity, but you don't know unless you try. And so for this, I brought along my two friends, Pat and Eddie, who are going to assist me in this particular investigation. Who is the murderer? Burgess.
Burgess?
You sound like that.
Are you Burgess? Who was Burgess? Who was Burgess? What was his connection here? You're not being very forthcoming here tonight. We came here a year ago and you spoke about a bloody murder. And you spoke about he who lives by the sword dies by the sword. So who was Burgess? Can anyone tell me, please? So could someone tell me something about the murders? Please. Can someone tell me about the murders? Sorry, you broke up there. Could you repeat that, please? We just want you to tell us who the murderer or the murderers were and what the crime was that they committed. The murder, I know they killed somebody, but how and why did they do that? I'm feeling a little bit overshadowed, feeling a bit nauseous. I'm not sure whether you're doing this purposely or... Who is the negative one that dwells here? Who is the evil one? Who is John the evil one?
Is it John Hayden?
Was it John Hayden?
Yeah.
We know about Burgess, but who did Burgess kill? Or was Burgess the victim? Secrets.
Oh, the secrets.
I don't know. See, the trouble is, the ledge is right for that, but you've got this dip, so it makes it difficult.
Yeah.
Let's try again. I don't know. See, the trouble is, the ledge is right for that, but you've got this dip, so it makes it difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know. See, the trouble is, the ledge is right for that, but you've got this dip, so it makes it difficult.
Yeah.
Let's try again.